It would appear that Thomas is not too happy in today's gospel. Jesus' life was in danger if he were to return to Judea. Many people there wanted to kill him. Thomas knew this. So when Jesus suggests going back to see Lazarus, Thomas says, "Let us also go to die with him." You can almost hear the sarcasm. From Thomas's perspective, this makes no sense. Lazarus is already dead. Why go back? Why risk everything? Thomas cannot yet see what Jesus sees. And if we are honest, we often fall into what we might call the Thomas trap. We fail to recognize the value of others until it is too late. The story of Lazarus reminds me of someone I knew while studying for the diaconate, while studying to become a deacon. His name was Larry. For 4.5 years, 2 nights a week, 15 men gathered at St. Mary's Parish in New Bedford for an education that would lead eventually to us being ordained permanent deacons. Among us was Larry, a quiet man, not one to draw attention to himself. But there was one thing about Larry that really bothered me. At St. Mary's, the chairs were metal and uncomfortable, except for one. One chair was taller and perfect for using a computer. I liked that chair very much. So did Larry. If he got there first, he claimed it. If I got there first, I did. For 4.5 years, we competed silently for that one chair. Eventually, we were ordained and went on our way to our various assignments. Larry was assigned to St. Joseph's in Attleborough. Time passed, and about a year later, we as a group received an email from Larry. Larry had been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Needless to say, we were stunned. A few days later, we all gathered to pray with him at St. Joseph's in Attleborough. Larry stood, weak but composed. He addressed the group and he said, "The only thing we could pray for now is a miracle." Well, 3 weeks later, the miracle did not come. Larry died. At his wake, I was asked, unexpectedly, to say a few words. Words that I had not prepared for. All I could think of was the chair story, and so I told it. People smiled and really enjoyed hearing it. But the next day, at the funeral mass, something happened. One by one, Larry's 6 siblings stood up to speak. And as I listened, I realized I had never really known Larry. After their father died suddenly, Larry, at just 17 years old and the oldest child, became the father figure for that family. He coached the kids in sports. He helped them with schoolwork. He guided them through First Communion and Confirmation. He walked his sisters down the aisle when their weddings came. When the girls wanted to be cheerleaders, Larry drove them to practice, and from what I understand, even partook in the coaching. He was, in every sense, the foundation of that family. For 15 minutes, they spoke about an extraordinary man, of extraordinary love, sacrifice, faith, and quiet strength. And as I sat there, I thought to myself, I just saw him as the guy who took my chair. I had completely missed on the greatness of this man sitting right next to me for 4.5 years. And now, it was too late. In today's gospel, Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. But this miracle is not only about bringing a man back to life. It is about opening our eyes. It is about revealing who Jesus truly is. I am the resurrection and the life. And it is about giving people a second chance to see, to believe, and yes, to appreciate what they have overlooked. Once someone is gone, the opportunity is gone with them. Lent, and especially today's gospel, invites us to wake up, to see more clearly, to recognize the presence of Christ, not only in the gospel, but in the people around us. We need to take the time to notice, time to reach out, time to say what needs to be said. Is there someone in your life you take for granted? Someone who supports you, cares for you, loves you quietly. Someone whose goodness you have simply gotten used to. Do not wait. Do not fall into the Thomas trap. Because we have one chance, and it is now. Jesus says, "Seek and you shall find." The goodness of God is present in so many people around us. If we seek it, we will find it. And if we recognize it, if we truly recognize it, we may just discover that we are standing in the presence of someone holy.